Hey everyone, Josh Merhar here, and today I'm going to show you how to gain total control over your body noodles by using a coordination exercise that literally never ends. And by that, I mean we can continuously scale up the difficulty according to your abilities. Everything I'm about to demonstrate is transcribed and available on my Patreon page for a measly $5 a month. Check out the link in the description to learn more, but let's get into it here. We're going to take double strokes played between the kick and snare and cycle through all possible permutations of doubles under a ride cymbal pattern, and then we'll add in the hi-hat foot and permute that until our brain is tied into a dense knot. This exercise just feels like a coordination onion. We're going to start on easy mode for any beginners out there, but I promise this stuff quickly becomes exceptionally challenging. We'll begin with a three-way coordination version of this exercise that uses both your hands and the kick. So we'll have doubles between the kick and snare as 16th notes underneath 8th notes on the ride cymbal. Then we'll play through all the permutations of the kick and snare pattern. So after kick, kick, snare, snare, we'll shift the pattern by one stroke. So the second permutation is kick, snare, snare, kick, then snare, snare, kick, kick, and finally snare, kick, kick, snare. It's important to prioritize the alignment between all your limbs. We don't want any flams between your hands and feet, so practice really slowly at first. I'll play each pattern for 2 measures before switching to the next. Easy mode sounds like this. After you're comfortable with that sequence, start playing a 3/16th pattern on the ride cymbal, like 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and. There's a lot more overlap between the limbs here, so go as slowly as you need to in order to prevent flams. If you could play the easy mode exercises with no difficulty, then enter the new and exciting realm of intermediate mode. Now we'll get into 4-way coordination by working in your hi-hat foot. We're basically going to take the first exercise from easy mode, but with the addition of playing quarter notes with your hi-hat foot. As soon as both feet get moving on the pedals, you may find balance becomes an issue, so make sure you sit up straight, keep your shoulders back, and try to stay light in your feet. Put together, it'll sound like this. After you can play through that sequence with 8ths on the ride, switch to playing that 3/16th pattern. Again, watch your balance and prioritize the alignment between your hands and feet over speed. Okay, so you got through intermediate mode and you think you're all cool and whatnot because you got a little bit of four-way coordination going on. Well, let's see how you hold up in hard mode. In hard mode, we're going to permute the hi-hat foot against the kick and snare permutations. We'll pick up where intermediate mode left off with the 3/16 pattern on the ride, but after you complete all the kick and snare permutations closing the hi-hats on each beat, bump the hi-hat foot back by a 16th so it lands on the E of each beat, and then play through all the kick and snare permutations again. Each time you complete the kick and snare sequence, bump the hi-hat foot back by another 16th. So the third time through, your hi-hats will close on the and of each beat, and the last time through, they'll close on just the of each beat. For the sake of demonstrating, I'll switch kick and snare patterns every measure instead of every 2 measures. Here we go. If you can manage that, then the next step is to play permutations of 2 consecutive 16ths with your hi-hat foot. This one's still a struggle for me, honestly. I gotta practice it more, but let's give it a shot anyway. If you want to take things even further, you could try playing dotted eighths with your hi-hat foot. You could run through permutations of paradiddles between the kick and snare. You could change up the ride cymbal pattern, whatever else you can think of. If you like what you saw in this video, check out my Patreon page. Your support grants you access to transcriptions for this video, as well as transcriptions for all my other lesson videos. And follow me on Instagram @drummerhar to see more videos of my playing. As always, thanks for watching and see you next time.